Okay, are you ready? Yeah, so I think people have a lot of questions about what YAAS is, who we are, what we do. So this video will just answer that for them, I guess. So I'm just going to ask you a few questions about yourself, the company, how we got here, and some plans for the future maybe. Just be candid. You can look straight at the camera while answering. She sells seashells and seashells. Is that okay? Seashells.
Rolling into...
What's that?
Good to go? Yeah.
What? What is this?
Bro. So we know about AVTV, but what exactly is YAAS?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Where do I even begin?
I think most people here know me through AVTV, and they think that's the entire story. That it's just me and a bunch of creative people using green screens and cameras to create magic.
I think people don't understand what we do here, right? And what we are. I think some people, especially in the comment section, they seem to think that everything here is AI. Sure, we dabble with the front lines of technology, and we're very bullish about AI. But in real life, it's all just regular, passionate, hardworking people who love making videos.
There's a lot that goes into making it seem like it's magic. But beyond just us, there's this massive extended family, and chances are you already know some of them. You just don't know how we're all connected.
I think it's time we came out in the open, reveal what really happens behind the scenes, and how a simple passion project snowballed into this big storyline.
And to tell you that story, I guess we'll have to go way back, since all of it started with a simple doodle. You know, I didn't start AV for some dramatic or complicated purpose. Honestly, I just wanted to spend more time with Varun and do something together. From taking cooking classes, gardening, painting lessons,
Is that me?
and hosting board game nights. Until so, I have an idea. I think we should start a YouTube channel.
What do you want to call it?
Good question.
Achina wanted to show people our creative side. But while she came up with AV, I was looking into other things. See, I've been tracking AI since 2017.
Guys, if you guys are worried about AI and want to know how to survive, what jobs to have, what careers are safe, unsafe, please do follow me. This is my job. It's my job to help you. I've been screaming from the rooftops for 2-3 years. Nobody's listened.
And I knew it was going to make the impossible possible.
I feel the people who are early will win.
And I told myself, if I start a company again, I want to do it from first principles. I want to do it bootstrap. No venture capital, no outside funding, no safety net, nobody coming to save us if we were wrong. I really wanted to chart our own path.
What I saw was us having fun, making content together about topics that needed to be spoken about. But then we saw something else. Found it. We saw this blueprint of sorts for a massive ecosystem.
So this wasn't just the origin story of AV. There was so much more happening behind the scenes.
See, at first, it was just me and Varun. Then we brought on Okus and Martin in this super cozy 3 BHK. That was a command center, editing suite, office, home, all in one.
There was zero private space. We'd walk out in the hall and there'd be editors all over. Like it was a strange life for a couple of years.
We were bootstrapped, so compromises were a given.
We just decided to build stuff, experiment fast, fail cheap, kill the darlings if they suck, and really double down if they fly.
A handful of knuckleheads, fueled by instant noodles, energy drinks, and pure optimism, trying to figure out how to make a dent. For 2.5 years, we barely slept or ate or did anything besides just building this thing. It was messy, but also relentless.
And then, as luck would have it, within just 60 days, we hit 100,000 subscribers.
Okay, so AVTV was a success. What is the next step?
Clearly, the scarce resource in this content gold rush was editors. So we thought, okay, let's train people, just a few, to help us scale. That was the idea behind AB Video School. You know, when we did our pilot program, we were honestly shitting bricks because we really wanted to give these editors jobs and outcomes, but education businesses are really hard. Still, we worked our asses off and that exploded.
Now it's been like what, 11 cohorts? And that's about 3 to 400 students per batch.
That's over 4,000 editors trained, with an 80% placement rate and 1,000 plus a recruiter network that we painstakingly put together.
So many of the most creative minds are finally able to belong somewhere, either in a fitting company or right here with us as part of our own crew.
See, by this point, we knew the system. Attention is the most valuable commodity today. Products are becoming easier to build, but getting people to see them, to use them, to consume them, that was the real challenge. Distribution wasn't just important, it was a new frontier. So we went all out on it.
And then suddenly, it wasn't just AV anymore. We had Breakdown, Warren Maya, 100x engineers, full disclosure.
The gig economy is expected to grow to 38 lakh crore rupees by the end of this year.
This is my AI avatar that looks like me, talks like me, and gestures like me.
And what's the opportunity for us as entrepreneurs or creators? What can we do with this stuff?
Without even realizing, it became this big, messy, beautiful content family. And all of it was made possible because of you, the viewers, and the love you guys poured onto us.
Okay, so you built a lot of individual IPs, but when do you take the business to the next level?
By now, we had built the biggest video editing school in the world and repeatedly aced content creation on many channels. We understood the art and science of content so well that we decided it's time to do it for others too.
And at this point, we weren't just creators anymore. We were building organic distribution for companies now. And that's how YAAS was formed.
This was a different ballgame altogether and came with its own challenges.
You know, I don't think any of these companies in YAAS would have scaled if it wasn't for the people we kept betting on. And I think that's our secret sauce, you know. Taking risks and betting on people constantly. Sometimes it fails, but when it works, it flies.
3 exceptional founders led this new experiment: Rohit, Lavina, and Ronit. Rohit and Lavina were seasoned founders and
I knew Ronit from our old Discord. He was this young chap, but very, very driven and very, very capable. So I said, let's take a shot. Eventually, we brought on so many young people who simply wanted a place to belong in. And from then on, everything just snowballed.
the momentum was incredible. We went from a handful in a flat to hundreds of people across dozens of channels, generating billions of views. We had built a system.
Okay, so you aced content creation, but how do you tackle the AI revolution?
The world kept changing. AI wasn't just affecting content, it was reshaping everything.
So we set up a unit called Labs under EOS. And I was like, the only goal with this unit is let's run experiments with the latest models. Let's put the AI hat on. Let's see what we can build with this. So we started with a product called God in a Box, which was simply put GPT available on WhatsApp the day the GPT API came out. When the image models popped up, we synthesized another product called Alpha CTR to help us with our content creation. It's an AI thumbnail creator. Then came AutoCode Pro, which was us building our first coding agent, right? It's a coding assistant. And it helped me project what the future of coding assistants will look like.
Having experimented and built these AI apps, we learned that maybe that era is gone. So we had a thought. Let's just provide a service rather than a tool.
This way, businesses can just take a back seat and let us handle things end to end.
And then one day, Warren just came up to me and said, what if instead of an app, we just use AI to build an influencer?
Songs వినడానికి మూవీస్ చూడడానికి ఎస్పెషల్లీ సాంగ్స్ వినడానికి.
So in February 2023, I posted a tweet. We dubbed a video with AI. I matched my lips with an open source model called Wave to Lip with somebody else's audio just as an experiment. And it was rough. And people really roasted us. The primary type of comment was, nobody's going to watch AI presenters. But I knew that if I waited 2 years, this projection of the future, this gets good. I played around with AI to create a digital clone of myself, which actually worked. We fed it as much data as possible, as many voice lines as I possibly could. And it worked. Millions of people who used to be skeptics just accepted the change.
This is an AI-generated video showcasing how the ancient Egyptians built the pyramids. Anthropic just announced Opus 4.6.
Today it's commonplace, but we did it at a time where nobody believed in it.
Google just created a digital insect. I just connected Higgs field directly to my WhatsApp using OpenClaw. GPT 5.5 is finally here. And while it obviously beats every
But then we thought, what if we could branch out into more impactful uses of AI video and audio?
And one of the best projects we did was when Labs worked with the Bangalore Police to help callers during emergencies. What happened was...
There was a woman in trouble, and she was calling the police for help, but she was speaking in Manipuri. And the Bangalore Police just couldn't understand her. Just imagine the fear. Imagine the helplessness she must have felt.
So we worked on an AI translation service. Whether you preferred English, Hindi or Kannada, now it was instantly available.
And then suddenly, this one wasn't a demo. And it's already implemented by the Bangalore Police, who can now translate every Indian language right as the caller calls in.
What started off as experiments started to take the shape of something a bit more meaningful.
The experiments were working and we felt like we had finally found our groove.
But you know what? I didn't want to stop. There was this dream that I couldn't give up on. I grew up on video games. Everything from my 12,000 plus hours on Dota to, the Souls-like games like Elden Ring or Sekiro, you name it. So naturally, I felt a calling. Either take this money home or keep experimenting. And we choose to keep experimenting. After all sorts of ups and downs, we put out 2 demos. The first one was just us trying this new technique called photogrammetry, which was received in a mixed fashion, but was interesting to a lot of people. But the second one, and no one could have seen it coming, went viral. In China, a country that's decades ahead in gaming. That's when we knew we were onto something. It's this new thing that we can build that the world hasn't seen.
Hello, China! Thank you so much, Bilibili, for inviting us to the platform.
I even did a video directly addressing the Chinese audience on Bilibili, and that's got over 2 million views too. And as you've seen, we've gotten so good at content through iterative evolution. Every year we've gotten better than the last. We'll do the exact same thing with games.
Unleash the Avatar!
Unleash the Avatar.
Unleash the Avatar es un videojuego que se ha vuelto viral.
I think a Indian mythology video game would be really fucking cool.
That was smooth.
All of this AV, YAAS, labs, the game, it's all part of a single evolving system or a storyline, I guess.
So yeah, to answer your question, that is YAAS. I think it's very surreal, right? Look, we started in a house and we had no customers, no clients, no funding. To go from there to where we are at today, to have all of this, just be there.
It's all because we needed a place where creative individuals could come and really frictionlessly execute their weird, quirky, and sometimes great stories.
I mean, every single shoot was fun, man. Right? And I feel that if you have the combination of endurance, consistency, which you apply with the people that you enjoy working with, I think you'll build the best team ever.
I really think that we have some of the most creative talent in the country right here in this org.
And I think we move really fast, really quick.
People come in, they see a problem statement, they see something they want to build, something they want to do, and they do, right? They execute.
When you have 10 other people who are making mistakes and 10 other people who are trying different experiments, you can learn from their mistakes and you can learn from their successes, which in turn helps you go faster.
It's really helpful that there are a bunch of cameras lying around, that there are video editors who are willing to give us feedback, and there are sound designers who come to us and say, hey, this is something you can do better.
And the ecosystem does not separate out the content, the technology, or even the talent.
And also, I'm incredibly proud of what we've been able to build here at YAAS. But more so, I'm really grateful for the people that we've been able to build this with.
It's just the belief that all of us had at that time when we were working out of that place, that one day we'll become like a very large company and build something very, very special for the world.